Hello, friends, and welcome to your weekly meditation. Find that upright posture. And as you do, that long spine, yes, it's true, we have a little muscular action, but also finding that idea of bones stacking on top of each other so that we can soften while we're here as well. And if by chance you happen to be outside, maybe feeling the environment around you. Even if you're inside, you can do the same thing, but it was the summer solstice yesterday. So I just wanted to bring up if you're feeling light or if that light is coming in even through closed eyes, that sunlight is coming from millions of miles away. Maybe it's streaming through your windows. Noticing, pardon me, any sounds around you. And some of them are probably in very close proximity, but maybe some of those sounds are coming from miles away. And now let's start to bring that to the internal world, that witnessing. So as you start to scan through the body, noticing any sensation, and just remember that's pulsing, throbbing, numbness, pain, right? Muscle spasms, anything that you feel, that you sense. And that can be on the surface of the skin, but as we start to, quote, advance our practice, I think we can start to come in tune with things that are a little deeper in the body as well. If you notice tension in any area, allowing that tension to melt away. Once you have a good sense of the musculoskeleton or skeletal body, noticing anything else you might happen to notice, right? As we start to step subtler and subtler. Emotions, feelings, energy. Thoughts, movement. I'm not trying to shoo anything away or, right, accept something in. We're not a traffic cop putting the hand out if it's a negative thought or a negative emotion. Oh, you can't come this way, right? Waving the good ones through, so to speak, and simply observe whatever is present at the moment. Accept anything that you notice. And have so much self-compassion with everything. As John O'Donohue says, be excessively gentle with yourself. And we'll move into a little self-tonglen. Tonglen is sending and receiving. And I have come to think of it as a compassion practice. Mm. And we've done this one before, but we're bringing it in again because you can never have too much self-compassion. So we're going to imagine that there are two aspects of ourselves. The first aspect that we'll work with is the wounded part of ourselves, I'll call it. It's been wounded and hurt and misunderstood, right? Left out, doesn't belong at various times, whatever that is throughout your life. But there have been these moments, these fissures, these times, right, when you felt some of those things and maybe others. So that we'll call the wounded aspect. And then the other aspect of ourselves we'll work with today is the true friend aspect. And hopefully all of us have had an experience with someone where they accept us as we are. And if not, just imagine that person. And it's someone who can listen to all of our hopes and our dreams. Even if we get a little angry, right? They still accept and love us as we are. Even when we're not at our best, they know we're still a beautiful being who's worthy of love and affection and attention. So that's the true friend aspect. And we're going to be that for ourselves today. I must say, the more I work with this meditation and find that part of myself, the less I need to rely on others to tell me I belong and that I'm okay and that I'm worthy. And it's nice to have that, but I think ultimately if we can find it internally and we don't need it from other people, our other relationships can probably be a little healthier with less dependency and so on. So every time you inhale, I want you to imagine that that true friend aspect of yourself breathes in all of the pain and the suffering, the anger, the non-belonging, right? Whatever it is you're working with. And if you have a particular something today, wonderful, work with that. Okay? And so that's where we're going to start. Simply every inhale, the true friend aspect is breathing in any pain or suffering, whether specific or general. And we transform that. So don't be afraid that breathing that in, you're going to get stuck with this suffering. Because every time you breathe that in, we're connected to source. Right? And our heart is so powerful that every time we breathe in the suffering of someone else, even if it's another aspect of ourselves, we're able to transform that suffering. Kind of like an air conditioner takes in hot air and magically turns it into cool air. We take in suffering and we turn it into relief, ease, and peace. So that's the second part. Every time you inhale, the true friend aspect is breathing in the suffering of the wounded aspect. That gets transformed in our heart, right? Our unconditional loving heart. And when we exhale to our wounded aspect, peace, relief, and ease. So I'll say that one more time, just in case. The true friend aspect, every time we breathe in, the true friend aspect is breathing in the suffering of the wounded aspect, transforming that suffering, and exhaling out peace and ease and relief back to the wounded aspect. And same as every other meditation we do, if our focus moves from the Tonglen practice, the self-tonglen practice, and it goes somewhere else, past, future, internal, external, it's all right. No worries. Just notice that. Maybe celebrate that you noticed it and come back to the practice. And just start with your next inhale, inhaling that suffering. Exhaling peace and ease. Now, when you feel like you're at a pausing moment or feel complete, we're going to take a moment and now we're going to fuse those two aspects of ourselves together. And you can be as creative as you want to be with that. It's your visualization, yeah? But allow the two aspects of yourself to come together into one. Knowing that that true friend part of yourself is there at any point in time, that you're feeling angry, right? That you're feeling sad, that you're feeling like you're not enough, etc. And maybe call upon that true friend aspect of yourself to listen to you with love and to accept you just as you are. And then once you feel like the two are fused together, we've got one more little piece to this. I want you to imagine that there is a golden sun above your head. And those golden rays are coming down through the crown of your head and filling out the body. And just helping to flush any of that suffering or pain away, making sure none of that's stuck around. Again, that connection to source so that we know that this heart can be refilled with love and compassion and empathy and kindness, with forgiveness. Different schools say different things. I personally believe that that's almost like a gas tank, and we can fill that heart up so that we have an endless source of those things. And let's just leave that sun above us with this golden rays coming down. You don't have to leave your awareness on it. Just let's assume that it's going to continue to do that as we move throughout our day, and it'll always be there. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Take a big ol' inhale. With an exhale, bow your head into your heart, taking just a moment here to connect one more time. And if there's anything you can be particularly compassionate with yourself about or forgive yourself for, right? Taking just one more moment here to do that. And The Buddha has a saying, we spread our heart full of love and compassion to the whole world. So just imagine that just right now, right, this practice that we do is benefiting all beings everywhere. Namaste. Hmm.